This is 10.5, Box and Whisker Plots. A box and whisker plot represents data set along a number line using the least value, greatest value, and the quartiles. It shows the variability. So a box and whisker plot looks like this, and there's a few components to it, where we have the least value, a whisker, quartile 1, the median, quartile 3, a whisker, and the greatest value. So from quartile 1 to quartile 3 make up the box, and this box represents the IQR, the interquartile range. And we know the interquartile range represents half of the data, and so if this is half, that means the whiskers must each be a half. We know the median is in the middle, and so if we have, has to be a quarter if it's the middle. We have a half below the median, half above the median. The box are each worth a quarter, so the whiskers are each worth a quarter. And it shows the variability by showing which portions are spread out and which ones are closer together. In the box and whisker plot, we have a 5-number summary, which are the 5 numbers that make up the box and whisker plot. The lowest, quartile 1, quartile 3, and the greatest value, and the median. So a group of friends spent all of those different hours online. We're going to make a box and whisker plot of that data. First thing we're going to do is order it. So if you look, all the orange are the numbers written in order. Then the first thing we find are the lowest and highest. Then to find the median, we cross off one on the right, one on the left, until we get the middle, and it would be the middle of 2 and 2, which is 2. To find quartile 1, we cross off one on the left, one on the right, until we get to the middle of 1 and 1. Similar for quarter 3, cross off one on the right, one on the left, until we get the middle. Then we make a number line, put a dot on each lowest and highest. A line goes on the median, line goes on quartile 1, and a line goes on quartile 3. Make your box around the middle ones, and draw your whiskers connecting the lowest and the highest. That's how you make a box and whisker plot. The box and whisker plot given shows the quiz scores of a class. What fractions of the students have a score of at least 22? At least 22 means that 22 is the smallest. So we can have scores that are higher than that as long as 22 is at the bottom of that range. So what fraction? Well, from 22 to the highest, that's a whisker. It's just one whisker, so we know that that is a quarter. So 1/4 of the students have a score of at least 22. Are the data more spread out below the first quartile or above the third quartile? So below the first quartile is the left whisker. Above the third quartile is the right whisker. So which one's more spread out? Quartile 3. The whisker on the right is longer than the whisker on the left, and so quarter 3 above quartile 3 is more spread out. And we're going to find and interpret the interquartile range. The interquartile range is quartile 3 minus quartile 1, which we know is 22 minus 19, which is 3. And so the middle half, which is what the IQR represents, vary by no more than 3. Now we have a few things to look at based on a box and whisker plot. If it is skewed left, the left whisker is longer than the right whisker, and most of the data would be on the right. This would be more dense, more numbers, more data points in that area. If it is symmetric, the whiskers are about the same, and the median is in the middle of the box. And if it is skewed right, the right whisker is longer than the left, and most data are on the left.